Cracking open the rich history of Joshi Pro-Res, Japanese women's wrestling, might seem like an impossible task, but your old pal Mike is here to show you just where to start. Next. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. And if you are passionate about the craft of professional wrestling, and you're never done learning all about it, then you've landed in the exact right place, my friend. So go ahead, join the Till We Make It tribe. Subscribe down below and enable notifications either by ringing the bell or in the settings on your phone. That way you never miss out when I publish a video. As part of my Starting Points series, I want to open a doorway into Joshi Pro-Res for you. And Joshi is Japanese women's wrestling. It contains stylistic nuances and idiosyncrasies that you won't find in the all-male Japanese promotions like New Japan Pro Wrestling or War, for example. You're going to notice that the women, the Joshis, dial up the vocal part of their performances. Even simple things like body slams are executed differently, and their matches are conducted at a pace that is unmatched anywhere else in all of wrestling. Some context for you, a little bit of the backstory, so you're ready for the match coming up at the end of today's video. The one true trailblazer of women's professional wrestling, Mildred Burke, takes her troupe of women, her promotion, WWWA, on tour of Japan the year before she officially retires from the squared circle. And this tour of Japan ignites interest over there in women's wrestling. The marketplace craves more. But from the end of the 1950s and even into the 1960s, this is uniquely an outsider pursuit. It is restricted to theaters and strip clubs, but it becomes far more legitimate when the Matsunaga brothers incorporate All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling, arguably the most important Joshi promotion that ever existed. And in the decades that follow, they do produce some genuine superstars like teenage singing sensation Mach Fumiake, or the most popular female tag team of all time, the Crush Gals, or a name that might be familiar to WWF fans, Bull Nakano. The crossover appeal of the Crush Gals leads to a massive influx of new trainees to the All Japan Women's Dojo. And the result is, by the end of the 1980s, Joshi has exploded in popularity. So much so that it leads to the formation of other Joshi wrestling companies like LLPW and JWP. And eventually, a series of 3 crossover events are staged, pitting the top women from all the different Joshi companies against one another. Dream Slam 1, Dream Slam 2, and Big Egg Wrestling Universe. Your starting point into Joshi is April 2, 1993. We're going to start with the first of the 3 big crossover events that brought together all of the top performers in the world of Joshi under one roof. And we're going to look at a tag team match that takes a duo from All Japan Women's and pits them against a duo representing JWP. I can still recall when I got my crappy VHS dub of this sent to me in an unpadded manila envelope, and that tape showed up and played the grainiest, most degraded footage I've ever seen, and yet I sat there soaking all of it in. Luckily for you and I, just a few months ago, someone uploaded to YouTube this exact match in the clearest quality I have ever seen. And whoever you are, mysterious YouTuber, thank you very much, because this match is awesome. Over 16,000 fans packed into Yokohama Arena for Dream Slam 1, which in the year-end Wrestling Observer Awards took home Best Major Show. Before we move on, because I've been very negligent about this, make sure to subscribe and to like the video, and please leave a comment. I need the engagement metric to start working for me. Thank you very much. Okay, here's what you need to know about the 4 women we're going to see in this tag team match. Representing All Japan Women's is the top tag team of the era, Double Inoue, a team made up of Kyoko Inoue and Takako Inoue. And while they do happen to have the same last name, that's just a coincidence. They are not related to each other whatsoever. Kyoko Inoue is wearing a rainbow of colors in this match, and she has face paint on which is vaguely reminiscent of the Ultimate Warrior. She throws one wicked clothesline, she loves the giant swing, and she's got a variety of powerbomb variations at her disposal. Her tag team partner, Takako Inoue, wears the blue and white in this match. And while her back suplex hold is not called Scary Town, it probably should be. The tag team finisher of the Inoues is called the Midnight Hour, and that move is a spike powerbomb. Opposing Double Inoue in this match is the top tandem from JWP. It's the duo of Cutie Suzuki, wearing gold and white, and Mayumi Ozaki, wearing all red. At the time this match occurs, their home promotion JWP has only been in existence for 364 days. But even in that short span of time, Mayumi Ozaki and Cutie Suzuki have held the JWP tag team titles, and later on they'll go on to hold them again. Cutie Suzuki and Mayumi Ozaki are a study in contrast, but for a period of about 2 years, they work in perfect combination. Ozaki will cheat, and she can be quite disrespectful, while in contrast, Cutie Suzuki is very clean-cut and is always rule-abiding. You will notice that Cutie Suzuki is an adequate high flyer, and she's extremely flexible, so all of her back bridges are picturesque. And Ozaki is a little more smash mouth in her style. She's relentless. She loves to torture her opponents throughout the match, and in this match, she has ample opportunity to do so. Both of these women use the double foot stomp to the stomach, both of them use the dragon sleeper, and each of them has their own variation of the dragon suplex. It's important to remember that at this time, All Japan Women's is the dominant player in Joshi, and by a wide margin. JWP is seen as a distant second, or depending on your opinion of LLPW at the time, maybe even a distant third. But Mayumi Ozaki and Cutie Suzuki want to be seen as top-level players, and in order for that to be the case, they can't just go out there and hang with Double Inoue. They have to outshine them in this match. It is a tag team bout that is really centered on pride and about flying high the flag of your respective home promotion. I think that's part of why all 4 women leave it all on stage in the ring, and at a really critical moment in Joshi's history. Because prior to this, prior to All-Star Dream Slam 1, there had never been an all-female card of this type ever organized anywhere in the world. If you are at least somewhat familiar with the arc of my own career, then you're probably a little surprised to be tuning into this installment of the Starting Point series and not seeing a Manami Toyota match appearing over here. And I get that. Manami Toyota is inarguably the greatest female professional wrestler of all time, and we can even dispense with some of that conditionality. She's one of the greatest pros that has ever lived. And I am working on something related to Toyota for the channel. But to get the uninitiated involved in the world of Joshi today, first, make sure you like today's video, then click on Double Inoue versus Cutie Suzuki and Mayumi Ozaki from All-Star Dream Slam 1. And if this has really intrigued you, check out my book, Pro Wrestling History, 6 Threads in 16 Decades, which covers a lot of All Japan women's wrestling history and Joshi in general. It's available as an ebook or audiobook.